It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up because everything is and everybody sucks. What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It's I, James, RedemptionAgency.com. 22 years. Selling full time on eBay. Oh, God, it's been a morning. And it's only 9:45. Welcome to today. Congratulations. What did you win today? Well, let's see what we won today. We won a dead battery in the wife's car, especially for you. But James, isn't that a new car? Why? Yes, it is, because the factory battery sucks and only lasts about 6 to 12 months. Thank you, Jeep. Chrysler Corporation. Oh, but wait, there's more. What else do we get for the parting gift? Well, the parting gift, as Jan grabs my keys and pulls out of the driveway, because she's blind in one eye, she don't have depth perception, and nice little rip down my car, a nice little rip down her car. By rip, I just mean scraped paint. That's been a plus pee-wee scratching. It's just driving me crazy. Today. I already got the plan in place, so we're calmed down. I gave him another one of those weird pills that I have not heard back yet from about, so hopefully that calms him down. He's resting right now. I put one of those thunder shirts on him so he'll stop scratching his sides because he's bleeding here now. Cut off a compression sock, put it up there because he's bleeding on his elbow again, so put compression sock there. He's resting. Alex gets off at 1, so I'll get my stuff to the post office at 1 and have the battery out by then so he can take me to the post office and then take me to AutoZone. I can get the new battery, put the new battery in, and all is well and done except for the paint job. And on top of it, it's raining. So hopefully the rain has stopped by the time I have to get out there and take out the battery. That would be nice. Because doing it in the rain would just suck. Breathe, James. Breathe. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to... Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day. I'm still living. It's not that bad. Everything's cool. Jan just don't know how to handle stress very well either. Well, I shouldn't say either, because I handle it pretty well and because I can stay calm and stuff, but she took a day off tomorrow to just rest, a mental day. But she still has to drive an hour to work, so. I always say grab the cycling jerseys. You got a Wisconsin Badgers cycling jersey sold on Poshmark for $28. So eBay was screwed yesterday. Screwed-ola. So of course I go from several items every hour to just turns off the faucet. Like I've said, one thing about selling back in the volume game is you can see when there are red flags and issues with more certainty, if you will. So, yeah, so eBay was totally screwed yesterday and ended up with my second to lowest day in the last 30 days. At least it wasn't the lowest. Didn't even hit $500. $497. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I got an offer I'm going to take, though. That's pretty good. Straighten the glasses. Man. So yesterday, I only had like 11 organic and like 7 p.m. or something like that. So it looked like, and you know, with my low dollar stuff, it's competitive with everybody else's now. So that's why I've been hitting 50 organic sales. So to have an 11 at 700, that told me my items are being hidden. I mean, there's no way around it. They're being hidden or somebody can't check out on my items. One of the two. Because it's down there with the lowest, and we know the lowest is a good way, you know, people shop the lowest a lot, as you've been seeing. So, so it jumped up from 11 to 27. So 46 items sold yesterday, 27 organic, 19 promoted. So that jumped up at the end. Which would make sense with 46 items and only $490. Man. All right. We're going on 10 a.m. I got 12 items, 7 organic, 5 promoted today thus far, equaling $185. So we're already almost halfway to yesterday's total by 10 a.m. By halfway, I mean $70 off, $65 off. So yeah, definitely screwy yesterday on eBay. Is the search still messed up today, I wonder? I guess we'll find out later. Got about 28 orders going out today. See if there's any comments and questions to play off of while I'm doing this. Unsubbed from him a long time ago. Life is short to worry about that man. That's true. So if you saw my post yesterday, it was more like a concern post for what Daily Refinements is doing now. Hopefully he's not putting that lady, that girl, or woman, in danger of losing her account. So, jealous haters. Reselling is not a real job. I had a surge, mine dead all day again, too, this time. If you want to see more about that, you can look at the community post. Just had a payment. Why was he banned? I didn't keep up with him. He sold a pair of stolen sneakers. Alleged stolen sneakers. He couldn't prove where he got them, but they were like a $10,000 pair of sneakers. And it came from about the period when all those shoe places were being looted at the time in California. Not to say he's did it or anything like that. Not to say he even knew 100%. I'm just saying he knew something was fishy. I'm sure. But he couldn't produce a receipt for the shoes. And with shoes like that, when it comes to like samples or friends and families and stuff like that, there's a numbered of shoes. And when I say numbered, I'm talking like 20, 23, 17, 10 shoes. And these shoes are like things in the automotive industry. Well, if there's only 7, anniversary edition Camaros in existence left that are 4-speed, they know where those cars are for the most part, all of them. Well, when it comes to the shoe game, when it comes to those shoes, they're pretty much going to know where every shoe is. And by they, I mean the community as a whole, and probably even Nike. I'm sure they keep tabs on all that stuff too. But like the major shoe stores, they're going to know, say somebody like Jess, I forgot his name. Is it Jesse? Jess. Urban Necessities. Like, he talks and he's been in the game for a while. He's a high level player. he probably can tell you where every shoe is if there's only 17 out. So I'm saying it's a well-known thing. So when a pair comes up looted from someplace, and then all of a sudden it pops up someplace else, it's going to be a red flag. So, like, how did it get from here to here? You know? So, when you buy stuff like that, you need to have a nice trail of where it came from. And if you can, have it all in writing. So, yes. When you get into those high dollar shoes, you better make sure everything's legit. Just like high dollar anything. Or bulk anything. Like you see all the people selling stolen stuff on Facebook and stuff now, right? So you need to have a paper trail when it comes to that kind of stuff. Bigger question, why does anyone care if a random person gets another random person banned? Well, empathy. Care about, and if a person is being put in a situation that they're not aware of, you know, that's just wrong. That's why you would care. Because if the person wasn't told A, B, C, X, Y, Z, then you're hiding stuff from that person and potentially could cause harm to the person or their livelihood. So it's called, I guess, empathy and caring, and that's why. Sweet dreams, Miss Courtney. Josh first. Sales again. Josh was first on a video. Massive day last Friday, dead ever since. Your hard work and passions. Oh, that's a spam again. Spam. Just tag him spam. Alright, that's about it. Your headache could be from dehydration. Yeah, I barely drink any water, and my sinuses are goofed. But yeah, I'm sure if I drank more water, I'd probably have less problems. Worst that could happen is that she also gets permanently suspended from eBay. Then he fires her and tries again. Shady AF. Yeah, I guess luckily for her, she has no reselling experience and nothing really invested to lose. I think she had some stuff. She had a store, and I only watched like the first few minutes, and I'm like, this could get ugly. So she spent like $500 on merchandise or something. And he told her it's only worth $50 because it's going to sit for a long period of time. Come on now. Look, why people still watch, I understand people like drama and negative content and stuff like that, but and then they also like seeing people successful. But when you got somebody who just does shady stuff, I mean, I'm sure like the normal resellers probably don't just stay away from it as far as possible. I know I do. I just saw the video pop up and go, oh no. And like I said, more concern for the person than anything else. He lives rent-free in a lot of resellers' head because he was booted off eBay, yet massively succeeded outside of eBay. I think it's really not living in somebody's head. I think it's more about the community just calling people out for being shitty. Honestly. Like I said, anybody can sell $1 million if they spend $1 million. Easily. Talk about Cliff Notes explanation. You left a lot of information about his repeatedly shady business dealings right then and there. Fill it in instead of being an armchair warrior. You clearly, if you can't see the shady stuff, then you may be shady. That's all I'm going to say. Then they go back and forth. Keep going. You're the one that was not satisfied with the Cliff Note version. Blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? I don't think anybody's jealous of him. After the last round of allegations, even his business partner, Tech, dissolved their partnership. Exactly. Any real reseller is going to see the shady stuff and be concerned for other parties that may not know of shady stuff. That's all. That's what it is. Period. Bottom line. I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes of his video. I like DF, but honestly, I have some questions. 100% chance he's already running a few eBay accounts like this. Yeah, probably. Why make this one public, though? Need subs for eBay masterclasses. Yeah, 100% there. That's another thing, too. Doing it is one thing, but then doing it and putting it in eBay's face, because you know eBay watches some of these videos. I've had him comment on my videos. So putting it back in eBay's face and go, ha, I'm suspended and I found a way around it. In my eyes, that account is going to be watched like a hawk, and any slight of a wrong, questionable move, blink. Just my opinion, but hey, I grew up. Where I grew up, I lived by this motto. I'm going to say it, and I live to it to this day. You are the company you keep. So if your company is not being forthworth, going, whatever, telling you everything about what you're getting involved in, that is wrong. Just saying. It's not right. If that didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not saying it did. I have no idea. More of a concern at the moment. And like I said, moved on. And always do your due diligence. If you're ever going to get involved with anything, from buying items from somebody to just doing any type of business with somebody, always get all the answers before you make a deal. And if anything within any of those transactions makes you go, ooh, hesitant and question, just turn around and go. Don't just end it and go. Follow your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, get the hell out. You are the company you keep. If you're in a car when a murder happens and you don't come forth right away, guess what? You're going to be charged with murder because you are the company you keep. Let's get to moving. So yeah, this turned into a nice little life lesson, didn't it? You are the company you keep. First up, Rush Vapor Trail CD sold for $7, headed to Trenton, Michigan. For the younger generation out there, you are the company you keep. For the people who like to befriend everybody, without question, you are the company you keep. Oh, actually, let me do my new store first real quick. You are the company you keep. Okay. So we got 2 items on the new store. We got this Kenny Chesney shirt I put up yesterday with a hole in it. Good, he's all comfortable. He's on his back with a hole in it. Nice little hole right there. Sold for $6, headed to New York. Yeah. Definitely. Can't get concern mixed up with jealousy. I'm not saying there aren't some jealous people probably out there, but they may not know the whole situation either. But anybody who knows what they're doing is not going to be jealous. It's going to be more of a concern if they have empathy for other people. So that's it. That's it for me. But hey, I said my piece and I'm moving on. So she has to have some responsibility in it too, to know what she's getting into. So it's not all on him. She should do her homework also on top of it. So part of it's on her. You are the company you keep. Finally sold a book on the news store. Ginger Rogers. This was from that yard sale. Sold for $9.09. Headed to Wilmington, Delaware. So, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. 13. I find it funny how a lot of people always just assume things. That's why I tell you guys, never just assume things. Always ask questions. Like, assume that everybody's jealous when chances are you would be jealous. So that would be your answer instead of having empathy for somebody. So that would show you're more of a jealous person than an empathy person. Because if you can't see both hands, or at least question one hand, then that's the side you lean to, basically. Just like anything with life. So you can tell somebody's values and the way they lean, or things that they choose, over how they react to a certain question or situation. It'll tell you if they do, I did that wrong. If they do favor one thing, or if they're open-minded and go and question things. I'm sure if you go back through my videos, you could see probably things that I didn't think about or question because I'm leaning heavily toward one way or another. Now I need to generate. Oh. Now I need you. All right. Now we get into this. So Rush for $7, headed to Michigan. What the hell are you printing now? Oh, I got you. There's two of those. Huh? Confused me for a second. Vocal Spectrum 2 CD. Sold for $11, headed to Hudson, Wisconsin. Hudson, Wisconsin. Oops, that's a little dirty. That off there. It's been a day. It's been a day. Now I gotta find my socket set so I can get the battery out. And it's probably in the garage, buried somewhere. So that means I've got some digging to do. Which could be fun if I find something cool to list. Heather. Next up, we've got... Dude, this stuff is in the... You're in the way, Mr. Big old bag. Alright. We've got a Rams hat. So for $8 headed to Tennessee. Colorville, Tennessee. Colorville, Tennessee. David. CDK Global. Hackathon 2022 hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Buffalo, New York. Empathy. I better check, see if I need to order some tape. Did I order any? I don't remember. Actually, I need to see if I need to order some. Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't leave the empty boxes down there, then I think I have some. Dude, I have no labels now. I thought I had one box left. I wanted to get those here quick. Dagnabbit. Instead of buying them cheap. Let's go here. Yeah. Whoops. Products. Come on. What the heck are you doing? Oh, maybe I'm hitting the wrong thing. That's what you're doing, James. You're hitting the wrong thing. Dang. All right. Nope. Yes. 4x6. 5 in a row. 6. Boom. Just get them here. I need to find a place to get these things for free. Check out. I don't think it's going to show my number, but just in case. Yeah. Hopefully I got enough left in there. Or I'm going to have to like run around this week and try to find some in a store. Because it's going to take probably 4 days for these to get here. Alright, so back to work. Where about that? Later. Looks like it's just been changed. So it should be right at the line. Okay. I think Alex has those at work. He can always bring one home and I can replace it when they get here. Jesse. Next up we've got some Michael Kors platform heels shoes. Sold for $8.50, headed to Franklin, Tennessee. One five. Standard, not priority, but what's cheaper? Standard. Carlos. Philadelphia Phillies. Baseball hat sold for $9.50, headed to Quincy, Massachusetts. Man. I've always wanted we used to have like 4 cars at a time. So if something happened to one, we didn't have to worry about it, right? We could just deal with it. Put it in the shop, whatever the case, whatever it needed at the time. I've been wanting to get a 3rd car. No, we don't need a 3rd car. It's just going to take up space in the driveway. Yeah, but it alleviates a lot of stress having an extra car. So when something does happen, less to deal with. Backstreet Boys CD sold for $11, headed to Michigan. Because like I'd have my car, she'd have her car, and then we'd both have toys. Three. Our toys have included a 93 Corvette, a C6 Corvette, not all at the same time, obviously. Plymouth Prowler, and a 74 Camaro split bumper. What else we had? Then I had the first Challenger. Then we had the Scatback Challenger, and we had a 392 limited numbered Charger. On top of having like other cars that were just like daily drivers and stuff. Mountaineer, Yukon XL. Let's see, Papa John's. Papa John's. Oh, it's going to South Korea. Let's see if there's any other international. Nope. That sold for $10.50 going to South Korea. Next up, we got John Conley cassette tape. Sold for $6.50, headed to South Dakota. Next up, we got this bag that's in the way. Got the St. Louis, or Six Flags Tasmanian Devil vintage bag. Sold for $25, headed to North Carolina. Let's see. Best way to fold this. I haven't been to Six Flags in forever. When we were like 19 and stuff, we were going out there all the time. Me and my friends, anyway. We'd get season passes. Go out there and pick up chicks. And ride roller coasters. But, then when I finally got a car that could travel and stuff, in about probably 1996, went down to the one in Georgia, Six Flags. Went up to the one in Chicago. Next up, Rachmaninoff cassette somewhere in here. Sold for $7, headed to Columbia, Illinois. We used to have the first loop roller coaster they had at this Six Flags was like in the 80s. It was called the Jetstream, and it had one loop. That was the first loop roller coaster in the area. And we used to ride it all the time. Then they ended up getting like the Ninja, I think was next, which had a couple of loops or whatever. And then the Jetstream was taken out, and I think like a nightclub was put in its place or something where people could gather. But then in 96 or whatever, when I went down to Georgia, the Jetstream was in Georgia now as a roller coaster, but it was called a different name, and it was actually a stand-up roller coaster. So they changed the cars out to make it a stand-up roller coaster also. Now, I don't know if it was the same one or if it was just the same track style, but that was pretty cool. So rode it in a sitting down fashion, and then many years later rode it in the stand-up fashion. I just thought that was cool. Jerry. And then in 96 or so too, or 97 maybe, hit Universal Studios in Florida for the first time, hit Disney World for the first time. Those were all cool. Finally getting to leave. Finally getting to travel. Simon & Garfunkel CD, sold for $7.20, headed to Folsom, California. Probably why I love to travel so much. It was like we never had vacations or anything growing up. Like 1995 was the first time I saw a beach. It's the first time I went to Florida. First time going to Disney. First time going to Smoky Mountains. Spider-Man and Venom Saga DVD sold for $7. Headed to Branson, Missouri. That's where a lot of my debt on my credit card, because I got my first credit card. So I bought my dream bike, which I just now replaced, if you remember, because it was stolen. But I used that to do the traveling. I'm like, I'm going to use this. I'm going to start traveling. I've always wanted to do this, do that, and go here and go there, and road trip this, road trip that. It was worth the debt. David Bowie, Let's Dance on cassette. Sold for $7. Headed to Frisco, Texas. Texas. I remember this one time I was going to Florida. And I had an alarm put on my car. Back then you had to, they didn't come with the cars. But over time it started messing up and would affect the start, so they would have like a starter kill switch attached to them type of thing. So it would malfunction and I couldn't start my car. But thankfully I got I had a manual. So I'm stuck at this gas station trying to figure out how to get my car started. And I saw this dude in this beat up car, and one of those traveler type of people who just, you could tell, live off the grid, not off the grid, but just nomad, basically. Piles of bags, traveling. And I saw him start his car by pushing it, rolling it, and popping it into gear, and it started up. And I saw him do that. I ran over there and stopped him before he pulled out of the gas station. Can you show me how to do that? I can't get my car started. So he showed me how to pop my car. So the rest of that trip, I had to pop so whenever I found a place to park, I'd park at the highest level wherever I was. So then I could just get the car rolling down the hill and then pop it into gear. And it started right up. So that was a cool experience. Zara. But what are the chances of seeing that? I mean, I've never seen before or after, or at least noticed, anybody jumpstart their car like that at a gas station. So what are the odds that I'm having that problem and the solution's right there beside me and I catch it at the perfect time? I mean, if it was a minute later, a minute earlier, well, earlier I probably still would have saw it. But if it was like a minute later and he was gone, who knows what would have happened? What are the odds? I love stuff like that. It's like, just like something sent out of nowhere. Like you were meant to be there at that time when this happened. And just weird stuff like that. I love it. Friendly Persuasion DVD sold for $8. Headed Gallatin, Missouri. I put the pad on. I was like, why did it take so long? Will. HNA Balgard. It's a horse racing thing. Sold for $10.50, headed to Hyde Park, Vermont. Scary Monsters and Nice Spirits CD. Sold for $8, headed to Blairstown, New Jersey. Theodore. Next up, Distant Memories and Dreams. CD sold for $7, headed to North Carolina. She had hurt her left front leg somehow, so yesterday she had a hard time getting around. We have one step going out front. She had a hard time just getting up that. Later in the evening, it seemed to get better. Today, she jogged down the steps, so it seems to be better, but not fully yet. So I was massaging it all day yesterday. First, looked for any kind of lumps or anything that might be pushing against anything. Didn't find nothing. This must be The Place DVD. Sold for $7, headed to Phillipsburg, New Jersey. So I'm not sure what she did, or if he's always just laying on her. Like, he don't pay attention to anybody else. He's a space invader. So he'll just plop over anywhere. So he could have landed on her somehow, some funny. Also, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. Next up, we got these crafted import puzzle things. The hell is that? Oh, the instructions came out. Weird. So that sold for $4, headed to Lakewood, Colorado. Should be right in here. Richard. Dude, $6 just to go to Colorado for 7. Oh no, why does that say 5 pounds? I didn't do that. I was like, what? Why is that? Okay, that makes better sense. Good thing I caught that. We got this blue and yellow baseball cap sold for $9, headed to Aubrey, Texas. Oh, man. Oh yeah, Van Halen CD. Self-titled, sold for $8, headed to Tucson, Arizona. I'm doing this thing on Facebook. I'm sharing it, but like, I take music for granted just because it's everywhere now, right? And I remember the days of going out and you only had so much money to buy albums, and you only had what's in your collection to listen to unless you're listening to the radio. So I put myself on this like 30-day challenge to respect the music. So I made a folder on Spotify, and I started with 5 albums, and then I can only add 1 album a day, and that's the only folder I can listen to for the full month. So my first albums were Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, Skid Row's Self-Titled, Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys, Judas Priest, Painkiller, and Tesla, Mechanical Resonance. I don't even know exactly how this Renaissance or Resonance. So that was the first 5. So the first day I added Cinderella's Night Songs. Second day I added Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. So today's day 3. So what do I add today? I mean, this is a good candidate. So it's basically going to be essentially my top 35 albums that I enjoy from beginning to end. Basically, I love the whole album, or at least 80% of the album. So that's what I'm going for. So Van Halen self-titled might wind up on there before the end of the 30 days. But I think I'm going to go with something a little bit different today because I'm like keeping it mixed up so it's not the same style. And I think I may go with Dream Theater, Images and Words today. Monty. Great, powerful album. All right. Motion City soundtrack CD. Sold for $7. Headed to Junction City, Kansas. Part of my Hastings buy. Still got some of these left. It's crazy how years later I'm still selling, making money off of. See, that's the beauty of long tail items, man. I'm making money off of huge buy I did 7-8 years ago. Still making good money off of it. Or consistent money, how about that? I love that. That's part of the joy for me about reselling. Ducks Unlimited Community hat. Sold for $5.50. Yeah, okay, it's a hat. $5.50, headed to Gainesville, Florida. I guess, some people get the thrill of turning things over quick, and if they don't, just taking it down and throwing all that work away. But man, I just get a thrill out of 7 years later selling something that I bought, that it's paid for, because I made my money back quick on the lot. Headshot blank cap, sold for $10.50, headed to Brooklyn, New York. Dude, I can't even get lunch today. There's no food here. Well, I guess I can get lunch after I fix the car. It'll be a little late lunch. But I can't get my breakfast cakes. I can't go to the gas station. Connor. So I think that eBay problem has affected my bulk sales. I've got one coming up right now. And that's it today. Cassettes, Milli Vanilli, Kraft, and Madonna. Sold for $4.70 a piece. Headed to Oregon. With that search problem going on, it doesn't advertise my sale. Hell, it doesn't even advertise me as a seller. Jose? Oh, Dr. Amon's Advanced Brain Health Library. I just put this up. Sold for $6. Headed to Missouri, City, Texas. Texas. How'd this sell for? I had it up for $6.99. Unless I accidentally took an offer and didn't realize it. Huh. Could have had a brain fart moment, I guess, or something. $5.94 though, that's a weird number. I don't have any percentage off that would take it to that, do I? No? Huh. That's a weird number. I don't know how that got that way. Well, that's a little red flag. I don't remember taking an offer on it. Guess I can check that, but $5.94. Huh. I have no clue how that went for that money. Huh. That's weird. 8 mark. And lastly, we've got Whaley Golf Club, Maui, Hawaii. Yeah. Sold for $750, headed to Scottsdale. Roman. Vermin pie. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom. Spinning wheel of death. I gotta find my socket set. Hopefully it's very easy to get to. And I think Jeep learned their lesson. Because they were putting the battery underneath the drivers. Oh, whoa, I don't know if mine will flip up because I've got powered seats on both sides. They put them underneath the seat, but if the battery's dead, you can't move the seat. And that was a problem with the other Jeep Grand Cherokees I had. I don't remember how I changed the battery in the one, how I actually got the seat to move. Hopefully there'll be at least a little bit of, because I tried to move it this morning just getting in and it wouldn't move. I'll have to figure that out. We just figure it out. Figure it out. One way or another. Because that's what we do. We figure it out. I mean, I even have thoughts going through my mind. Could I get these totes and be able to ride my bike and hold onto these totes and get them to the post office along with the battery and just ride my bike? And by bike, I mean bicycle. because I like just to get stuff done. Like, I don't like waiting around. If something's got to be done, I just want it done so I don't have to think about it anymore and I can move on. Because if I don't, then I'm thinking about it and it consumes too much of my brain power, because I got very little brain power as it is. So I can't have it being overdone by something that has to be done. So I'd rather get it done, be done, so I can reserve that brain power for other things in the day, like tying my shoe or something. See, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to be like waiting around for a battery. I'm going to throw on my shoe and I'm going to be like, how do you tie a shoe? I'll be like that girl in the Discover commercial. Okay, I'm not that bad. These are jokes. People, they're jokes. Don't you get it? Call an Uber. Yeah, I need a ride to the post office. You got cargo for my mail stuff. And I need you to take me to the store to get a battery. No, I don't like relying on other people like that. Like, I wouldn't call an Uber. Like, unless it was an emergency. Like, I would walk to a car rental place and rent a car before I'd call an Uber. Is that weird? Then again, I probably got free rental on one of my cars anyway, if I needed it. Plus, I got AAA. Like, if I didn't want to deal with it, I could just call AAA, have it towed to the freaking dealer, and get a rental car and just not deal with it. But it'll be a whole lot quicker just for me to change the battery. Do it my damn self. Thankfully, that was one good thing about when you grow up with nothing, too, is you learn to do little things. Like, you know, they joke around, a lot of people don't know how to change a tire these days and stuff like that. Thankfully, I know a lot of little stuff to get me by. Papa John's. Here we got 6. Get rates. Go back over here, James. Seller hub. I don't see a. Okay. Guess they don't have custom fees over there. I don't see the number or anything. So. Hat for $10.49. Good rates. $12.99. That's not what I need. I need that. Wednesday. Okay, only the one. All right. Well, that's it. I am done. I gotta go find my sockets so I can get that battery out. And then sit around and wait. Only waiting for a couple more hours, though. Not too bad. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And let's see where we're at the moment. So we're going on 11. Oh, man. $220. So $30 shy of the halfway point of yesterday as a whole. So 3 hours early. So let me see if so it's 497 yesterday. Let me see what if there was, I think it was just the one international. Yeah. 539 total. Plus the other store. Let's just say 540 plus 15. So 555 with everything. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you all in the next video. Later.